Introduction in the DNA mystery. Is Prince Harry truly King Charles's biological child? Could this be the root of the ongoing quarrel that persists between them? Recently, reports revealed that Prince Harry was allegedly moved to tears after the results of a DNA test added a surprising twist to his paternity story. For years, many speculated that King Charles was indeed Harry's biological father, but a recent DNA test from a reputable laboratory has completely overturned this belief. So what awaits the prince? Will this discovery affect his royal status? Stay tuned as we unveil the surprising DNA result that reveals the truth about his father. To fully understand this revelation, we must go back to the beginning. When did Princess Diana start having affairs? Did they begin before or during her marriage? And if Charles is not Harry's biological father, then who is? Birth and status of Prince Harry. Let's look back at the early years of the prince. Prince Harry was born on September 15, 1984, at the Lindo wing of St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington, London. He is the second child of Charles, Prince of Wales, who would later become King Charles III, and Princess Diana of Wales. Harry was born during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. Diana later confided that she felt a special bond with Charles during her pregnancy with Harry. She knew she was expecting a boy, but kept it a secret even from Charles, who was hoping for a girl. Harry was baptized Henry Charles Albert David on December 21, 1984, at St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle. The ceremony, led by Robert, then Archbishop of Canterbury, was marked by a sense of gravity and significance. Although his official name is Henry, he has always been called Harry by his family and friends, with his brother William even giving him the affectionate nickname Harold. Harry grew up with William at Kensington Palace in London and at Highgrove House in Gloucestershire. Diana consciously chose to offer her sons experiences that strayed from royal traditions. She took them to places like Walt Disney World and McDonald's, but also took them to AIDS clinics and centers for the homeless. Diana wanted her sons to understand both the joys and challenges of life. From a very young age, Harry often accompanied his parents on royal engagements. His first overseas trip took place in 1985 when he went to Italy. He also made a few family trips to Canada in 1991 and again in 1998. Divorce, tragedy, and inheritance. The story takes a darker turn as we examine the family's breakdown. In 1996, Harry's parents, Charles and Diana, officially divorced after a long and difficult separation. Tragically, Diana's life was cut short in 1997 when she died in a car accident in Paris, a shattering event that shocked the world. After her death, Harry and William spent some time with their father at Balmoral Castle, where Charles announced their mother's death to them. At Diana's funeral, a 12-year-old Harry walked behind the funeral procession alongside his grandfather Prince Philip and his uncle Charles Spencer. After their mother's death, Harry and William inherited the majority of Diana's estate, valued at approximately £12.9 million, including her jewelry and personal effects. At the age of 30, each brother had received an individual inheritance of £10 million, which had increased over the years. They also received several of Diana's precious belongings, including her iconic wedding dress, several sparkling tiaras, and a collection of letters and other personal items. At Diana's funeral, her siblings unexpectedly received the song "Candle in the Wind" by Elton John, which he performed without any prior rehearsal. In 2002, it was announced that Harry and William would each receive a payment of £4.9 million from their great-grandmother, the Queen Mother, for their 21st birthdays. At the age of 40, they were to share an additional sum of £8 million. With Harry's withdrawal from the line of succession, a large part of the Queen Mother's fortune was likely to go to him, while William's future ascension to the throne would bring him additional financial benefits. However, this did not guarantee Harry a role within the monarchy. Faced with speculation about his paternity, he decided to take a DNA test to confirm if King Charles was truly his father. What do you think the test results revealed? Revelation of Prince Harry's DNA. Now we arrive at the moment of the shocking revelation. For years, rumors about Harry's paternity circulated, often dismissed as mere tabloid gossip. However, the troubling idea that King Charles might not be Harry's biological father had a significant impact on the British monarchy. Were these rumors well-founded, or were they just baseless allegations aimed at undermining the monarchy? Although many people speculated about this, It seemed to be a distant concern until DNA tests were performed. Prince Harry found it difficult to believe he would have to do such a test, but the results that followed were even more surprising than anyone anticipated. The day the DNA results were revealed became a pivotal moment that would change the future for Harry and the royal family. The results were kept secret, and only a few close advisors and family members were present when Harry opened the envelope. Tension filled the room as everyone prepared for what was next. When Harry saw the results, he was struck by the devastating truth. King Charles was not his biological father. This revelation had far-reaching consequences. Not only did Harry have to deal with the public drama that would follow, but he also had to face the personal turmoil of learning that the man he had always called his father was actually not related to him. It is difficult to imagine the emotional weight of such a discovery, especially for Harry, whose identity has always been tied to his royal lineage. Realizing that the person he believed to be his father for so long was not biologically connected to him must have been incredibly painful. But the anguish and uncertainty Harry felt did not stop with the test results. The royal family, particularly King Charles, had to navigate a situation that had the potential to create a rift between them. Despite any doubts that might remain, King Charles has always treated Harry as his son and cared for him deeply throughout the ups and downs of Harry's life. King Charles has always been there for him, and this recent revelation threatened to break their bond. Yet in a surprising move, King Charles publicly expressed his deep love for Harry. Instead of pulling away, he made a heartfelt statement that resonated with many. "Love and not blood unites us. Harry will always be my son, and nothing can change that." Harry's search for identity within the royal family. We continue by exploring Harry's internal struggle for belonging. Harry was often labeled as the spare. Although his life might seem glamorous from the outside, it was filled with personal struggles. He fought mental health challenges, maintained a strained relationship with the media, and lived under constant public scrutiny. A recent revelation about his paternity changed the way he is perceived. After years of feeling like he didn't quite belong to the family, Harry now had a valid reason to question his place in the family. What does it mean to be royal if your lineage might not truly be royal? But this wasn't just Harry's struggle, it was also Meghan's. The Duchess of Sussex supported him with grace as they navigated intense media pressure together. Despite the enormous pressure he faced, accepting the truth about his father was incredibly difficult for Harry, forcing him to confront deep questions about his family, love, and his own worth. In interviews, he spoke openly about the impact of this revelation and reflected on his relationship with King Charles, emphasizing that family goes beyond biological connections alone. He stressed that regardless of biology, his father has always been there for him. That is what truly matters. Harry is still on a quest for self-discovery. The DNA results raised new questions. Who is his biological father? Will he ever discover the truth? Yet Harry's main concern is finding inner peace with his identity, no matter what his lineage might be. Although he is the only one who can answer these questions, it is clear he is determined to lead a meaningful, loving, and authentic life, no matter where his path leads him. Forging a new legacy. The prince is now looking toward a future he defines for himself. Prince Harry must now face the challenge of forging his own legacy. He is no longer just the spare. It is his values rather than his royal lineage that will shape how he will be remembered. Harry has already taken bold steps to create a unique path for himself, from moving to California to his candid interviews and his advocacy for mental health awareness. All these actions are part of his journey to establish his own identity. Now that Harry knows the truth about his parentage, his future actions might carry even more weight. Will he distance himself completely from the monarchy? It's a possibility. He has made it clear that his family is his priority, and he wants a personal life where he can have a positive impact on the world. At the same time, he could also choose to advocate for changes within the monarchy itself. Harry has repeatedly expressed his desire to modernize the institution, and given his unique background, he could play a key role in this transformation. His focus could turn to questions like transparency and mental health, areas in which he has already shown a deep commitment. Although Harry's future remains uncertain, one thing is clear. He is determined to live according to his values and nurture his love for his family. No matter what happens next, Harry is building a legacy that reflects his true self rather than just his royal lineage. But if King Charles is not his biological father, then who is? Rumors about Harry's true father. Let's examine the rumors surrounding Princess Diana's private life. Princess Diana found herself trapped in a deeply unhappy marriage with Prince Charles. Despite being celebrated worldwide, she often felt isolated and yearned for authentic love. Throughout her difficult marriage, Diana had several affairs, including a well-known one with James Hewitt, a former British Army officer. Their relationship began when Hewitt, a member of the Royal Cavalry, was asked to give riding lessons to Diana. When news of their relationship spread, British tabloids quickly seized the story. Initially, it was mentioned in Nigel Dempster's column in the Daily Mail, but shortly after, News of the World published a full account. Hewitt remained a significant part of Diana's life for several years, and many sources claim their relationship lasted from 1986 to 1991. Anna Pasternak explored the intricacies of this affair in her 1994 book, Princess in Love, where Hewitt served as a key source. The book detailed the alleged 5-year affair between Diana and Hewitt, which Diana later confirmed during her explosive 1995 interview with Panorama. The following year, a film inspired by the book titled Princess in Love, directed by David Green, was released. Julie Cox played the role of Diana, while Christopher Villiers portrayed Hewitt. After their relationship ended, Hewitt was deeply scarred emotionally. He struggled to cope with the loss and, in a moment of sincerity, admitted to having thought about ending his life. As he prepared to leave for France, he revealed his plan. He remembered getting into his car, packing a few things, and wanting to take the ferry to France, with the intention of taking that final step. He mentioned that his mother had a strong intuition that she needed to be by his side, and if she hadn't insisted on accompanying him, he might have carried out his plan. He expressed deep gratitude toward her for saving his life. In 2003, Hewitt drew public attention again when he tried to sell 64 personal letters that Princess Diana had written to him. He reportedly asked for the astronomical sum of £10 million. Many criticized his decision to profit from his correspondence with Diana, viewing it as a betrayal of the trust she had placed in him. One of the most vocal critics was Sarah, Duchess of York, ex-wife of Prince Andrew, who stated that betrayal is one of the most disloyal acts a person can commit against another. Over the years, rumors circulated in the media suggesting that Hewitt, and not Prince Charles, could be the biological father of Diana's second son, Prince Harry, born in 1984. This speculation was fueled by the striking resemblance between Harry and Hewitt, particularly their shared red hair. However, Hewitt and Diana's close friends have always denied these claims. In 2002, Hewitt clarified that his relationship with Diana did not begin until after Harry's birth. This claim was corroborated by Diana's Royal Protection Officer, Inspector Ken Worf, who supported Hewitt's account in his 2002 book, Diana, Closely Guarded Secret. Hewitt reiterated his statement during several interviews in 2016 and 2017, confidently asserting that a simple analysis of the dates showed it was impossible for him to be Harry's father. He pointed out that Harry was born on September 15, 1984, which meant he would have been conceived around Christmas 1983. At that time, Hewitt had not yet met Princess Diana. Their first meeting did not take place until the summer of 1986. Furthermore, Diana never indicated that Hewitt was Harry's father. She attributed Harry's distinctive red hair more to her own family, affectionately calling him her little Spencer. Princess Diana's other secret relationship beyond Hewitt, there were other significant figures in Diana's life. Diana shared strong friendships with several high-profile figures, including Elton John, Liza Minnelli, George Michael, Michael Jackson, and Gianni Versace, whose funeral she attended in 1997. After her death, many of her close friends considered British-Pakistani heart surgeon Hasnat Khan to be the love of her life due to their deep romantic bond. Diana affectionately called him Mr. Wonderful. In May 1996, she traveled to Lahore at the invitation of Imran Khan, who is related to Hasnat, and had a secret meeting with Khan's family. As Hasnat was a very private person, their relationship remained largely secret, and Diana often misled the media when they questioned her about it. Their romance lasted nearly 2 years, although versions differ on who ended their relationship. Reports suggest that Diana was deeply hurt when Hasnat broke up with her, but during the inquest into her death, He testified that it was actually Diana who had chosen to end the relationship in 1997. Paul Burrell, Diana's former butler, also mentioned that she had ended their relationship in July 1997. He noted that Diana's mother, Frances Shand Kidd, disapproved of her daughter dating a Muslim, which might have influenced her decision. At the time of Diana's death, she had not spoken to her mother for 4 months, although her relationship with her stepmother seemed to have improved during that period. After her relationship with Hasnat, Diana began dating Dodi Fayed, the son of Mohammed al-Fayed, who hosted her during the summer of 1997. Diana had initially planned to take her sons to the Hamptons on Long Island, New York, for a vacation, but security concerns led to the cancellation of the trip. Instead of going to Thailand, she decided to join the Fayed family in the south of France, where they could stay at his heavily secured estate. Mohammed al-Fayed even rented a 60-meter yacht, the Jonakal, to entertain Diana and her sons. Journalist Tina Brown later suggested that Diana's relationship with Fayed in the yacht might have been a way to make Hasnat Khan, for whom she still had deep feelings, jealous. After her death, Paul Burrell, journalist Richard Kay, and her vocal coach Stuart Pearce all noted that Diana was considering buying property in the United States, perhaps to start a new chapter of her life away from the pressure of the British media. Thus, although Diana's romance with Fayed was the subject of much public attention, it seemed her feelings for Khan remained strong until her untimely death, adding a layer of complexity to her personal life in her final years. The timeline of the feud. We now turn to the breakdown of the relationship between father and son. What does this revelation mean for the monarchy, and how do you think the public will react? Could this DNA test be at the root of the ongoing quarrel between Prince Harry and King Charles? Let's take a look at the timeline of the feud between Prince Harry and King Charles III. Prince Harry revealed to the entire world that King Charles had stopped taking his calls during Harry and Meghan Markle's explosive interview with Oprah Winfrey in 2021. Harry not only made shocking statements that painted the royal family in a negative light, but he also revealed that his father, King Charles III, was giving him the silent treatment. This came after Harry and Meghan explained how the monarchy had failed to support them in the face of relentless attacks from British tabloids. Harry stated that he had tried to reach his father for support, but Charles had not responded. "He stopped taking my calls," Harry told Winfrey. "I will always love him, but there is a lot of hurt that has happened," he added, laying the groundwork for even more drama. The question of Charles not answering Harry's calls was revisited in Robert Jobson's 2023 book, King Charles, The Man and the Monarch Revealed. The book explores what allegedly happened behind the scenes. Jobson claims that Harry first expressed his concerns to Queen Elizabeth II, but she thought it would be better if Harry and Charles resolved their differences directly without involving her as a mediator. According to Jobson, Charles stopped answering Harry's calls after his son shouted at him and repeatedly asked for money. He also noted that when the Queen questioned Charles about his reluctance to help, he replied that he was not a bank. Financial cutoff and abandonment. The financial aspect of the feud added another layer of resentment. Prince Harry accused King Charles of letting him down. In the revealing 2021 interview with Oprah Winfrey, Prince Harry claimed that his father had cut him off financially almost immediately after he and Meghan Markle stopped performing their royal duties. This left the couple without security as paparazzi attention intensified. Harry accused his father of abandoning them in a time of vulnerability. "My family literally cut me off financially, and I had to find a way to fund our security," he said. "I was cut off in the first quarter of 2020, but I have what my mother left me, and without that, we wouldn't have been able to do this," he added. In his memoir, Spare, Harry further detailed his claims, explaining that Charles had been my boss, my banker, my controller, keeper of the purse strings throughout my adult life. He noted that his financial difficulties stemmed from his departure from the institution, forcing him to figure out how to provide for Meghan and their son, Prince Archie, without any support from the royal family. Despite everything that had happened, Harry mentioned during the interview that he still loved his father. "I will continue to make healing this relationship one of my priorities," he said. With King Charles's recent cancer diagnosis, there is perhaps finally a chance for reconciliation. Allegations of leaks and lack of apology trust continued to erode as allegations of media manipulation surfaced. Prince Harry accused his father's office of leaking his plans to leave with Meghan Markle. After stepping back from royal duties, Prince Harry made several startling allegations, including an accusation that King Charles III's office had leaked his and Meghan Markle's plans to the media. In the 2022 Netflix docuseries Harry and Meghan, Harry revealed that their intentions to move to South Africa were compromised when palace officials allegedly shared this information with the press. He said he was shocked that his father could allow such a breach. But when Charles asked him to put their plans to move to Canada in writing, Harry complied, which he later regretted. "I sent him emails on the 2nd and 3rd of January, Harry explained in the docuseries. In one of those emails, I mentioned that if things didn't work out, we would be willing to give up our Sussex titles if necessary. So that was the plan." Shortly after Harry documented their intentions, the details were splashed across the front page of The Sun. It became clear that the institution had leaked the fact that we were planning to return to Canada, he said, highlighting that the newspaper knew about their willingness to give up their titles, which clearly indicated the information came from his father's office. Prince Harry also accused King Charles of never apologizing for the way he and Meghan Markle had been treated within the royal family. Within the royal family feuds, accusations abound, but apologies are rare. This is the impression Prince Harry gave in the Netflix docuseries he shares with Meghan Markle. He spoke about a conversation with King Charles III and Prince William after Prince Philip's funeral, revealing that their attempt to reconcile had not succeeded. Harry suggested that his brother and father simply could not understand that he had valid reasons for leaving royal life. Although neither of them initially wanted Harry's departure, during the funeral they still tried to address the subject, but achieved nothing. "It was difficult, especially trying to discuss it with my brother and my father, who were set on their own misunderstandings of the situation," shared Harry. He acknowledged that he had accepted the fact that he would probably not receive a genuine apology from his family. "My wife and I are moving on. We are focusing on what comes next," he said, clearly implying he was done waiting. Omissions and public tension. Public gestures, or the lack thereof, further signaled the distance between them. King Charles did not mention Prince Harry and Meghan Markle in his royal Christmas speech. While some fans hoped that the rift between Prince Harry and King Charles III was more media fiction than reality, Charles showed that things were not well between him and his son by omitting Harry and Meghan Markle from his first Christmas speech as king in 2022. In his speech, Charles praised Prince William and Princess Catherine, but Harry and Meghan were nowhere to be found in his remarks. Given that Harry and Meghan's Netflix documentary had revealed explosive information that December, it is understandable that the king did not feel great warmth toward them. Former royal butler Grant Harold told Express that Charles was not wrong to exclude the couple from his speech, noting that they had not played a significant role in the royal family that year. "With everything that has happened recently, it was probably better not to mention Harry and Meghan," explained Harold. He noted that since Harry and Meghan were no longer working members of the royalty, it made no sense to include them in official speeches. However, the fact that Harry is still Charles's son and was omitted suggests a deeper tension. Despite all the online discussion after the omission of Harry and Meghan in Charles's 2022 Christmas speech, the king repeated this exclusion in his 2023 speech. Prince Harry also suggested to ITV that King Charles did not wish to reconcile. During the promotion of his memoir, Spare, Prince Harry appeared in a 90-minute ITV special with Tom Bradby, where he addressed the tensions within the royal family. During the interview, Harry expressed, "I want a family, not an institution," emphasizing his desire to restore his relationship with his brother and father. However, he also hinted that a reunion seemed unlikely, saying, "They feel it's better to keep us, him, and Meghan Markle as the villains. They have shown absolutely no willingness to reconcile." Although he did not specify who they were, it is likely he was referring to Prince William and King Charles III, given the context of their strained relationship. In another interview on CBS News 60 Minutes, Harry addressed the lack of support he and Meghan had received from the royal family during their time as working members, especially when other members seemed to receive more help, including with information passed to the press. "So when we're told for 6 years we can't put out statements to protect you, but you do it for other members of the family, There comes a point where silence is betrayal, he explained, noting that attempts to resolve these issues privately had proven unsuccessful. The Camilla controversy. The introduction of Queen Camilla into the narrative created further friction. Prince Harry reportedly upset King Charles with compromising allegations about Queen Camilla. When Prince Harry's memoir, Spare, was released, it made headlines, and some of these revelations particularly irritated King Charles III, especially those concerning his wife, Camilla, Queen Consort. In the book, Harry shared that he and his brother, Prince William, were against their father's marriage to Camilla after their mother's death, even going so far as to beg him not to go through with the union. Harry also claimed that Camilla had sacrificed him on the altar of her own public image. An anonymous source told Us Weekly that the king was far from happy with Harry's remarks regarding Camilla. Although the source did not specify which part of the memoir had upset Charles, it is likely that the aforementioned part was included. Charles is devastated. He is furious and indignant that Harry shared so many embarrassing and damaging revelations, and it has put him in a terrible position with Camilla. Now that she has been dragged into this, it really crosses the line, revealed the source. Harry's description of Camilla as dangerous during his appearance on 60 Minutes on CBS News probably didn't help matters either. He was frank in his words, suggesting that Camilla was ready to do anything to improve her image in the press after Diana's death. There would be people or bodies left in the street because of that, said Harry, a possible reconciliation. Despite the bitterness, a glimmer of hope for peace has emerged. A meeting between Prince Harry and King Charles finally seems possible. Many opportunities for reconciliation have been missed between King Charles III and Prince Harry, but Charles's recent cancer diagnosis could be the catalyst for a reconciliation. After learning about his father's health condition, Harry wasted no time and booked a flight back to the United Kingdom. Rumors also circulated suggesting that Harry is ready to support Charles during this difficult time. A source told People magazine that Harry's visit was a positive sign. Although their meeting was brief, Harry seemed more optimistic about his relationship with Charles when he spoke to the media back in the United States. He spoke about the visit on Good Morning America. "I love my family. The fact that I was able to get on a plane and see him and spend time together, I'm really grateful for that," he said. He also mentioned, "I have other trips planned that will take me back to the UK, and I will stop by to see my family as much as I can." Is this the beginning of a sweet reconciliation? While royal commentators are cautious about too much optimism, it is possible that Harry and Charles will find a way to make peace. A turning point for the monarchy. We conclude by looking at the broader implications for the British throne. Since Prince Harry revealed his DNA results, public opinion has been sharply divided in the UK and around the world. Some people sympathize with him, while others react with indignation or skepticism. Supporters admire him for facing a difficult truth and see him as a symbol of strength, ready to challenge established norms. They appreciate his commitment to authenticity and his quest for truth. On the other hand, supporters of the monarchy see Harry's actions as a betrayal. They believe the royal family represents stability and that the DNA results should have remained private to protect the family's reputation. For them, maintaining the traditions of the monarchy is essential, and any threat to its integrity is perceived as harmful. Adding to the complexity, conspiracy theorists have long speculated about Harry's origins, and his DNA revelation has only further fueled the rumors. Social media is buzzing with various theories, some claiming the DNA results are fake. Consequently, the monarchy is under increased scrutiny during this period of transition. A global debate is developing around Prince Harry's role as a father, raising questions about the future of the monarchy. The younger generation is pushing for a more open and progressive royal institution, aligned with modern values of transparency and accountability. This shift leads many to wonder if the monarchy can survive in a world where it is becoming increasingly difficult to keep secrets. Historically, the royal family has weathered scandals, but this situation feels different. Questioning the lineage of the monarchy strikes at the heart of its existence. If doubts about royal lineages gain momentum, it could lead to broader discussions about public support for the monarchy, with some people potentially arguing for a democratic system instead. Ultimately, this issue goes beyond Prince Harry's personal story. It raises important questions about the future of the monarchy and its ability to adapt in a society that increasingly values transparency and honesty. Conclusion and call to action. If this story changed the way you look at the royal lineage and the secrets hidden behind palace walls, please subscribe to our channel. We are unearthing the history they tried to bury. Let's plant the seeds for the future. The next treasure will be revealed soon. Don't forget to like this video and watch the next one on your screen.